Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to my stream, welcome to another chapter working on this guy right here. That is our 148 scale Su-35S. It's by Great Wall Hobbies, 148 scale airplane. So if we could, can we run the intro please? Alright guys, so we are back. It's been a few days. I was a little bit sick and so I took a little time off, but I'm back. Okay, so we're going to continue on this guy. I realized I was actually missing one of my tail fins the other day, and I looked all over for it and I finally found it. So obviously this one is not primered. I've done just about everything else on this kit, got it all primered. I got to primer this guy, but that's not what we're doing today. We're not doing tail fins. Remove my coffee here. Today we're going to continue on with our fuselage. Last time we assembled our intakes, so I have two. I got the other one over here. We've got our two intakes here. Primered them. They're all ready to go, and so we're ready to go on to the next step. Okay, so I'll change the camera here and we will get into it right away here. Bing ba bing. All right, so we've got this all finished up. It looks like they actually want me to drill holes here. What am I supposed to do? I got to look at the front of the book to see what this symbol. I don't know if it's just drill through or if it's to drill something. Anyway. So, we won't worry about that just yet. Let's go back to step 7 here and let's get our parts, okay? Because we got the intakes done, so let's get up some pieces here and start doing some building. Start doing some building, okay? So we got to grab our C tree. Our two most popular trees so far in this build are the C and the I. I'm going to move my coffee out of the way so that I can get at this stuff. And just to make my life a little easier, I'll change my glasses. Okay, so we need C, 32, 46, and 88. 32, 46, and 88. 32, oh, you know, they look so huge in the picture, but they are small little guys. (32), 46, this guy here. Okay, and 88, 84, 97, 88, down over here. There's a reason why they're painted dark gray. It's kind of interesting, you know, looking at reference photos of this particular aircraft. The rear landing gear, you know, I'll call them struts. They're a kind of a dark gray color on most of them. There's a couple of photos where they look like they're a light gray color. But then our front landing gear is not the same color. They painted like the kind of the light bluish color that the plane is, like this kind of color, which is very interesting to me. Okay, so this guy goes in a particular angle here. This piece here is going to be really hard to see because it's so small, but it's shaped. I'm going to draw it for you. I'm going to draw it for you so you can see. Right here on this edge, it's shaped like this. Okay, it's shaped like this. Okay, with the forward end up. Okay, that's the way it's shaped. So that's how we're supposed to put it on here. Okay. And that's supposed to go right on this little spot right there. Just like that. Okay. So let's grab some glue. I anticipate I'm going to need this one too. So I'll try to get this one on here. I'll clean up my nub. Got a little nub on the side here, right there. This is kind of delicate stuff that it's easy to kind of break if you're not careful with it. Put a little bit there. Get it into its spot. I think that's what it's supposed to be. They don't really tell me exactly what angle this is supposed to be at. See if I get that in the right angle there, you could probably see. But just on an angle down, that's all they have. So that's my only reference. And then this guy goes like this. And then this hole, the hole at the top here, goes over top of that spindle. And I guess at that certain angle, it's supposed to line up. No, it just kind of sits on there. Okay. This is a little bit tricky to do this like that. It's not a perfect fit. There's a lot of slop in there. And that's all we got. So a little drop of glue there. Okay, and now we're supposed to put this on the fuselage. So, let's grab the fuselage. It's a little difficult to tell, but it looks like we're going back here. And in front of this piece, we're going to line up this peg with this hole. Okay, and then everything should line up into their holes. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to sit, is like this. Okay. Now one thing I did notice in reference photos is this section here on the inside where the landing gear goes. This panel is a very dark color gray. So I am going to paint it the same dark gray that I have painted this, which is my dark sea gray. I'm going to paint it this color. I'm going to have to see just how much is covered and everything like that, and what I'm going to have to mask and what I'm not. So with that sitting there like that, I can actually glue this into its new home. That, and now he's happy, and I'll actually glue this a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so that's that one. So next we've got a couple more pieces also off of our C tree, C19, 34, and 43. 19 is this pipe looking thing. Okay, and then 34 is this one, and then 43 is our little square block. There we go. Okay. So this guy's gonna... he was undergated. How about that? Isn't that nice? Undergate is always nice. Okay. One of these days I am going to get around to doing a video on all the different tools and stuff that I use. I know I have a request for that, and I said I'll get around to it, and I will. I've just been kind of busy with these projects doing this stuff. Okay, so this guy is supposed to go down on these two holes here, like this, and we've got our two pipes. 19 goes into that little square one, and 34 goes into the top of that. They don't show where it goes to. 34 is this guy, and he's supposed to go, oh, I guess he goes like this, like that. Okay, so I'll glue this guy down. A little bit of glue on his two little nubs. Okay, so that's where he goes. And then this guy goes in here. That. Okay. I will say this is probably one of the most detailed landing gear bays that I've done in a 1/48 scale kit. There are not many that are that have so many parts for you to put in yourself. So this guy goes right there. Like that. And I'll also glue him. I'll put some glue onto the side of that, just like that. Alright, so that's that. Okay. Easy enough. Okay. Now they tell me to do C35, so these guys are supposed to be that same dark gray, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll mask this off. Once I figure out the two panels that are going to be here and what's exposed, and then I'll just spray paint the whole thing this dark gray in there, and then I'll do some black panel liner and just do a wash and do that. I did notice that a lot of the piping and everything that's inside the landing gear bays are really kind of silver. Okay, so that's done. They do show you here in this picture exactly how they're all, and I probably don't need glue. I'm still gonna glue it. There we go. Okay, so do that, let that dry. We have this guy, again, undergated. That's really nice. So we're gonna hide our nubs because it's undergated. That's nice. This guy is supposed to go onto this little notch here. Okay. So it looks like it just slots in really nicely like that. There we go. just like that. Okay, good enough. Now we got to grab some stuff off our eye tree and A7, one of the fins. I have those separate, I believe. Yes, these two here. A7. Because the A sprue is such a huge tree, I trimmed these off a little bit just to make it a little more manageable in the box. Okay, so this was number 6. We'll deal with him later. A7 goes into that, so we're also going to need G1. Okay, so anyway, I16 and 31. So off of our I tree, 16 is this little guy right here. Almost lost him. Fell onto my shirt, fortunately. Thank you, Lord. I31. 37, 30, 31. Ah, yeah, see, these guys look like piping. Probably should be painted silver. And yeah, they're supposed to be silver. But I've got to do some spraying in here and stuff to get all this color corrected. So I'm going to have to do that detail stuff later. In the meantime, let's just clean this up a little bit. Okay, so I got those two. What else? Well, that's it. I just need to grab G1. G1. Find my G tree. Are you G? You are G. There's my G tree. G1. There it is, right there. This one is nicely undergated. I might as well get number 2 off of here too, because I'm going to need that later. There we go. Okay, but again, we don't need him. Okay, let's make sure, even though it's undergated, we still need to make sure it's going to fit nice. Clean these up. Okay, so this guy is going to go into this part here, just like that. It's a tight fit, but I got to clean that up. So I'm going to do a little test fit just to see what it looks like. Could I put it on the wrong side? Could I get them mixed up? Because you could tell this little detail right there. If I can get that in the right light, you can see it right there. This guy in the middle. It actually doesn't matter. They're on the same side. It's obviously the pivot point for these, but in theory, that's going to sit on here at a certain angle. But it actually looks like it just goes straight up and down. So does it matter? Will this one fit on there? Yeah, so I don't think it really matters either way. They look like exact copies of each other. They are identical. They're exact same molds, no matter what you do, which side you put on. So if you happen to get them mixed up like I kind of did, 6 and 7, doesn't matter, they're the same. It don't matter because they're the same. Okay, alright, so we have these guys. So we gotta get I16. He's gonna go right here. I16 has a little tab right on that side, and he's supposed to go right here into that little hole. The hole is not very deep, So it kind of doesn't really sit right flush on the edge. Now it might be done on purpose, I do not know. That could be the reason why they're telling me to drill a hole, I don't know. But it doesn't seem to want to go all the way in. Mind you, if I had drilled a hole, then it would have not fit anyway, because this is a rectangular peg and I would have been drilling a square hole. So I'm just gonna put it in as far as it goes and put some glue there, and we'll see how that fits. Actually, with the glue helped it go into the hole better, and you know, like it happens very often, the glue acted as a lubricant for me to push that down into there, and it became flush. So that's that, like that. Okay, goes right in there. Hopefully the other side is just as easy. We have I-31 who also goes onto this side. He is supposed to get lined up back here. It looks like these two little divots right here and here. I-31 has a part where it bends down. It's shaped like this. Okay, it's like that. And so this part that goes down is supposed to go towards the front. And he goes right there like that. So it's supposed to wrap around this kind of edge right here. Okay. Like I mentioned before, it's supposed to be painted silver, but because of all the painting I've got to do, I'm going to do the detail on this later. So we will worry about the fact that that's supposed to be silver at another time. Alrighty, that's that. And now, this guy, G1. Our two big pegs here, here and here, or actually three, should line up here, here, and here. Like this. And you get an idea of what the inside of the landing gear bay is going to look like there. Which is not very wide at all. But we can't just glue it on there because we have no reference on how that's supposed to sit. So we'll worry about that in a minute. We have another piece here. They're showing it's kind of hidden here in the diagram. It's I-33 that's supposed to lay down on top onto the fuselage. I-33. It's this guy here. This piping. Right. And he is supposed to go on our fuselage. And where's the bend? They have it like this, maybe? Yeah, just like that. Okay. So if I pull this back off of here, you've got a hole right in front of your little stub that we put on there. There's a hole here and a hole right beside our bay. I've got it masked off right now. There's masking tape in there. So it's supposed to go along here and go inside there. Or at least right beside it anyway. Just like this. Just like that. Not just like that because I don't have the line up. There we go. Like that. Okay. So a little bit of glue there. Put a little bit of glue there so you've got somewhere to go. There you go. that's where he's going to stay. Just like that. Okay. So again, that's supposed to be silver, I believe. They don't actually tell me what color it's supposed to be, but reference photos show it looks silver. They show us a completed picture down here at the bottom once we got it all together. So this guy is supposed to go all of our notches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's all these little rectangular holes. Okay, I have done some dry fitting on this a few times now, and it doesn't quite. I'm gonna have to, like, when I get the back of it in here nice and flush and tight, you can see the big gap on the front. If I do get the front done, the back wants to come up. So I'm gonna have to glue this down section by section. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. Right? It's close, but it wants to stick, it wants to come up. So we'll do little by little. I'm gonna do the back first so that I can get this other section on here. I'll do the back first. Okay. So I'll put some glue on my tabs, just so it's easier. Sorry if I'm doing this off camera. Okay. Let's get this lined up. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to grab a clamp and we'll hold that down nice and tight as it can. Now again, my clamps do not like to stay on rounded surfaces for me very much, but I'm going to try and get that to hold. Now I might actually be able to put a clamp on the front here and have that held. Let me see. Can I get a clamp on the front? Maybe. That just might hold. Okay. We'll get some glue on this puppy. There we go. A little extra doesn't hurt. All right, now you can see there's some, you can see where those tabs are going in there. I might fill those in with a little bit of putty just to make sure. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how visible those holes are, because those holes are pretty big, right? We'll see. You can see them if I get that up and close to the camera. You can see the gaps in there, right there and there, right? So I don't really like that, but it's also one of those things that's not really going to be visible very much, especially when the plane's down sitting on its landing gear. So I'm not really worried about it that much, but it is just one of those things that, you know it's there. So our little piping has actually gone underneath the intake. So we don't even have to worry about that at all. Now I'm getting a better idea of what's going to be visible here. Let's see when we put this piece on. This guy has to go in. And now I'm seeing a little bit of a problem. How do I get this into those holes? How do I get those to go into those holes now that that's glued down? That's a bit of an issue, isn't it? That's a big problem. Well, I managed to do it. Fortunately, the plastic flexes a little bit, and I was able to do it. And that's actually a quite real innovative way that they've done to eliminate any seam line across here, is to actually have this as a separate piece altogether. That's really well done, actually. So, bunch of glue on there, and we'll seal it up. Now I think this should be flush here, but it's not quite. And I see what the problem is. I have a big nub that I did not take off. There we go. Suddenly we're good. Right. So all of that's glued in and that's glued together, holding well. And it looks good. So you can see how much detail there is, and there's really not a big space here. But now I know exactly where I need to paint. This inside here just needs to be, oops, it needs to be broken off. That's supposed to be the dark gray color. So now that I know exactly where that's supposed to be, I know that from this line back to here and along this edge here right up to the front is supposed to be that dark gray color. So I'm going to mask that off and I'm going to paint that right now. So close up all my glue bottles and we'll get ready to spray some dark gray. Fire up my air compressor and I'll get my masking tape out. I don't want to do it. I don't want to just spray and have to really worry about a whole bunch of overspray later. So I want to kind of mask it off a little bit, even if only a little bit. Just so that I don't have to do too much cover up later. I also noticed the sidewall. You'd think that they would have the sidewall here the same color as that they have this, I don't know, ceiling, whatever you want to call it. But it's not. This sidewall is the same color as the fuselage. So I need to mask the sidewall as best as I can. like I'll have to add a little bit there. I just need to do in front of our spindle, I guess we'll call it the spindle. Just need to do the spindle forward, and that's it. And of course, knowing all this now, it's going to be a lot easier on this side, because I can just do this and do this. Turn this around. Kind of see here how it actually is detailed. So I need to cut a few little small pieces here. Hindsight being 2020, I should have just test fit these pieces and then masked. But like I've said before, it's one of those details that not really many people are going to see, and so you don't have to worry about it too much. So I'll just do this to mask that so we don't do too much there, and cut this, that, and we'll just mask here, and that's all we really need to do. Okay, so I'll just have to be a little careful. Maybe I could get in there with a small piece to mask that, to try and get it to match. Let me see. I can get in there with this. A little bit. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. One more down in here. Sometimes it's tricky getting the tape into narrow spots. There we go. I think that ought to do her. Take this and just kind of cover that up. There we go. Okay, I think that's good enough. That'll be relatively fine. So, again, we're doing the dark sea gray. Did I turn on the air compressor? Yep. Okay, dark sea gray. This is already thinned, as you guys know. I was doing a little bit of painting earlier, so I have my needle out, so let's just make sure that's in. Got a little bit of, I was painting with some acrylic paint earlier, water-based, and so I cleaned out the airbrush with water. So I got to make sure this is not mixed with water. Okay, so I'll open this up. Like I said, this is already thinned, and I don't need much. There's tiny, tiny little spots. Just need a tiny bit of paint. I could probably have even gotten away with just brush painting it, but I don't like playing around with that and get brush strokes and stuff like that, and then it doesn't look quite right. So I'll just do a quick little spray here. Okay, that's done. Now they're dark gray, bing and bang, just like that. Okay. Like I said, didn't really take much at all. And so I just went in close and got real nice and close and personal with it, so I minimized my overspray. And now you guys get to watch me clean my airbrush out. Okay, so airbrush is dry, and so I'll change back and we'll continue on. Alright, so that's all dried, so we can take these off and we can continue on. And now we've got color that it's supposed to be inside there. Now the glue's been sitting long enough, I think I could probably take my clamps off. So we're going to try. Seems to be holding. Alright, I think we're good to go, guys. Great. Which means we can continue on the other side. Let's get this last little piece of masking tape out of here. All right, we're good. What's this guy? This is garbage. Okay, so let's just double check here. We have A7. We got to put A7 on here. Okay, A7's got to go on. Other than that, everything else is done. So A7, which is one of these. Unlike the F14, where these are at an angle, or I guess F18s also have these on the bottom. These guys are just straight up and down. Straight up and down. They're not sitting at any angles. So there we go. That's on. Let that sit. I don't need you running anymore. Whereas Mac Dougal says, shut up, compressor. Okay, so that's it for step 7. 7 is done, which means we're on to the next book. This book is done. So we start on step 8. This is, here we are. Step number 8, we're going to be doing the same thing on the other side. And in step 8, they're adding something here. They want us to put on a couple of PE pieces. PE means photo etch. It's the cover of the flare dispenser. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So we've got to grab a few pieces here. So we've got to grab C45, 33, and 87. You guys get to watch me do this all over again. These pieces, except now with they're on the other side. So there's our tiny little guy, there's this guy, and then there was this guy over here. Right? And we're going to need this guy. Now we kind of have an idea of what we're doing. We already can anticipate the parts we're going to need. We're going to need those. Is there anything else? Probably a couple of these parts too, but we'll get there. We're going to clean up our nubs here. And this guy's got a tiny little one, but I don't think it actually affects his fitment. I don't think the nub on this guy affects anything, but still, you don't want him looking all gnarly. This guy's got a nub here. That might affect him, and this one too. And then this guy was undergated, just like the first one. I'll put this guy on first, just because I know he goes on here, just like that, just like the other side did. So I'll put him on first. Not sure how I got glue up here on my finger when I didn't touch my finger, but I did, and so I've got a little bit of a fingerprint I'm going to have to sand down. Okay, so this guy and this little guy. So again, he's going upwards with that piece, and he goes in here kind of like this. Oh, I got to clean off that. Don't forget to clean your nubs, guys. Okay, just hold him there for a sec. There we go. Okay, again, he's got that little bit of an angle there. Let's see if you can see it. Got him on an angle, just a little bit of an angle. Now, I think it's actually going to be a little easier now that I know how this goes on. Oops, careful. Now that I know how this sits in here and have a better idea of what is all going on here, I can try and knock my glue over. Problem is, this bird is so big. So this guy, he goes like this here, right? And this guy, I'm going to pick him up with tweezers. This guy kind of goes right beside him. In these holes here. Okay. But you can kind of put them in there first. And then line this up. And get them all lined up in the holes. There. And that's actually easier, I think. That's easier to do. And now I can glue it. Now I can glue them together. And glue them in the holes at the same time. And now they're in, just like that. And that was a lot easier than trying to make sure the angles are correct before you put them in. That was a lot easier to do. Okay, so we have this piece here that's got to go back here. It's a tight fit, just like on the other side. Just make sure it's down all the way. Okay, there we go, nice and flush. Put glue on there. I don't think that there's really a lot of glue necessary for this one, because like this side, it got sandwiched in there. It gets sandwiched in between the two pieces anyway. So whether you glue this in or you just press it on and leave it, I don't think it makes any difference. Okay, C44 and 35. It's 35. That's what I thought, one of these pipe guys. 44 is our little block. There we go. We're also, that's these two, over here, so they show them there. But we're going to need, over here, we're going to need C20. And it looks like that's it, off the C tree. So we need C20, this pipe here. Okay, so we'll just put him here for now. Clean up our undergated nubs. We already know exactly where this guy goes because we did it on the other side already. So, glue on the nubs. Back here on this spot, like that. It's unfortunately, it does kind of get hidden underneath there. You don't really see it anymore. You really only see just the little front half of it right there, and that's it. It's unfortunate when detail disappears like that. Then this guy, we've got our little rectangular slot right there. And that's where this guy's going to go, just like on the other side. It's just a different shaped pipe. Just like that. So we'll put some glue on him. And I'll also glue him to the block. There we go. So that's him. Now we'll put this aside for a second. We have C20 going on this guy. C20 is right there, right behind this little block, like this. Like that. Okay. Glue them down. And he's in place. Now we need I-17. It's going to go into that same spot that the other one did on this tree. This is the one that tried to fly away on me on the other side. So hopefully this one doesn't do the same. There we go. A couple of other things we're going to need off the eye tree, but we'll wait until I get this guy installed in that same spot. Come on. He seems to be a little too good for his home. Okay, he's in position. And just like the other side, once I got some glue on there, he suddenly slid into the hole nicely. So now he's nice and flush. I'll add a little more. There we go. Okay. Alright, so he's in place. Now we need I-32. Again, it's another set of piping. Okay, what else do I need? I-32. I need I-22 to go in front here, and I need I-42. 42 I already painted. 42 is already painted. I need 22 right here, this little square block, or sort of a square block. Okay, those two go together. And I also need I-19 is going to go in the back here. It's a little fin. Unfortunately, I-19 is one of those things that's going to get knocked off and broken. It's this guy right here. It's a little fin right above my finger there. Okay, if I put that on, he's going to go right here. Okay, he goes right there in the middle, and I put that on there, I know I'm going to break it off. So as a note to myself, I'm going to do this. Okay, so I remember to do that later on and put that on at a later date when I'm all ready to go, when I'm basically ready for painting. Okay, so this guy, same as the other side, is going to go in right here. Is it? It goes right here. Ah, see, I've put this guy at the wrong angle. He's not supposed to go like that. This is supposed to go into this hole here and here, just like the other side, like that. And I went and put that pipe in the hole, which was a no-no. So I need to determine how this is actually supposed to go. It does go in that hole, but I guess it just goes like this. They don't show, see, it's got this little pipe coming off the tip, right? See the little pipe coming off the tip of it there? Okay. I don't know where that little pipe is supposed to go. They don't show it. They only show this guy going into the hole here, and then that's it. So I'm just going to put him like this, I guess is good enough, and call that a day. And just say, hey, that's where it goes. It's kind of underneath, right below our other cables or whatever those are, piping. That's below it. Okay, so let that sit for just for a minute, and we'll take a look at our fuselage. We've got these two parts to go on. These two guys. Okay, so this guy is going to go, where do you go? This orientation onto here. Looks like he goes like this, which really makes me glad that I painted that dark gray first. There's almost no way that I would have been able to mask or anything like that around that. So that's a nice, happy situation that this is already pre-painted, ready for me to glue it down. Perfect. Okay, so that's in. Next we have I-22, this little guy here, and he is supposed to go right in front of this door into this little square hole. I don't know what the heck this is. And they show it in this direction like that. Going in like this. Like that. And exposing my big nub like that. It just doesn't look right. So let me clean this up. The nub looks pretty awful. Some of the detail on this kit, you know, there's a lot. And unfortunately, a lot of this I don't even know what it is. Okay, so he's in his home. We'll put some glue on him. Don't know what he is, what his purpose is. But that's where he's going to sit. It's just like that. In that little spot there. Okay. That's that. Okay, I think we are ready to put our pieces together. I have not tried dry fitted this one yet. So I don't know how this one fits together. It looks like it fits pretty much the same as the other side. I'm going to have to clamp it down on both the front and the back to get it all in there. But that's that. Okay. So let's put some glue down. Let's pull this out again. Put glue on my tabs. Actually, I've got some nubs on my tabs I should clean off. Just to make sure. After all, you know, you want to make sure. The last thing you want, like I had before, is a nub preventing it from going flush. Okay. Let's put this guy down. There we go. We're in. Okay, clamp. Clamp number 1. Okay. And clamp number 2. And we're holding. Okay. So because we're holding, I'm going to grab some glue here, go around all the edges. All right, so there we are. So we're holding that. So now with that done, we'll fit our other piece in, which, where did that other piece go? There you are. This guy here. I'm going to clean up his nubs while that glue is setting. So remember, this is the one that I almost had an issue with on the other side. I was able to trim it off, fortunately, while it was on the thing. So hopefully I can get away with doing the same thing on this side and just flexing this piece a little bit to get it to fit. So, I don't want to pick it up by the thing. This guy goes right there. And then hopefully I can flex this into its spot. There we go. He's in. Nice. Very nice. It sits flush. It sits like he's supposed to. That's really nice. So I'm going to just kind of squeeze this together a little bit and run some glue along there. Just like that. Maybe glue along this edge. Sure that sits flush. Nice. And our edge here should be flush and tight. Gap there, but it's nothing I can't tighten up. And that there. I'll hold this for a minute. And that should be it. Okay. So guys, this is where I'm going to end it for today. Just going to hold on to this for a few minutes, and that's going to be it for today as far as our undercarriage / landing gear bits, intake, installation, yeah, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's about it. It actually goes together pretty nicely. I'm really impressed with this kit. You know, I've only done a couple of Great Wall Hobby kits, and I'm impressed. They do go together really nice. They fit together really good. The detail's nice. Speaking of detail, I've got a couple of little fins on the edge of the edge of our wings here that are threatening to break off on me, which I'm not surprised. Yeah, one just came off as I tried to fix it. Yeah. Unfortunately, they do a little too much detail, and I've touched my fin here. That's going to have to be re-glued because it's now loose. Yeah, we're good. Okay, let that sit, and we're going to let that dry, cure a little bit. Okay, guys? Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming out. And, yeah, check out the description box below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button also. and see you all in the next one.